us and turned me into such. All you granted me was lust, and what I seemed to have grown was rust. Are you displeased? Are you angry? My might and my angels' wings have been bruised and we stray. Those who break to blood are so fumes in vain. So believe in me and elect, I'm your leader today. Rise! So scream for me, little sister. Wanna leave you for another mister. Leave you in a pool of water. The one I think's my alma mater.
Oh, Discord audio says wants to be fucky. What? There it is. Alright, it should be good now. Yep. We're live. We're live. We're live.
Okay, I was with. I didn't hear you say we're live.
I said, oh, right. I'm on push talk again.
That's what I thought.
Fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ, take it off.
No, I don't. It's bad. It is really bad to take push talk off.
Oh boy.
You understand?
Anyway,
He has to fart constantly. Picks up everything.
anyway, welcome back everyone to the next session of Here Be Dragons. Who will be giving us
I think Baron volunteered.
Oh. I mean, I can. Hold up. Let me know. So, the beginning of last session, we fought off the chain golem. It was really cool. Combat lasted about 3 rounds. During the combat, our dear little thorny friend was pretty scared, but he ended up working up the courage to fight him off. Cheese had weird shit happen.
She's got possessed.
Probably. Yeah, she did. And then Corvus landed the final blow like a badass.
I thought it was Venali.
And no, it was
Because
Corvus.
I gave him. I thought it was Venali because I gave him an advantage.
Mm-mm.
You
Oh,
did. He just barely didn't kill it.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So
Was by far
beat
the
him.
most effective member, despite
Yeah.
Ed Knight
Yeah.
being absent.
As God intended.
Yeah. After we fought it, our little thorn friend took us into the portal, took us to the Feywild, where he was protecting the kid, specifically in an area that's kind of more geared towards the unseelie court. Sapphire talks to the kid, gives him some rations, is like, "Hey, we're gonna take you home." And the kid's like, "Okay." And so Corvus and Sapphire end up taking the kid home, whilst Cheese and Lessla kind of stay behind. Cheese guides our little thorny friend into a barn, an empty barn, so you can stay hidden until nightfall because the portal is only active during night. But then her little bottle of the essence of Seluna starts reacting weirdly. It starts moving her around and pulling her in different directions, and after much hemming and hawing and confusion, eventually they realize that, oh, it's my little essence of Seluna wants me to bring our little thorn friend somewhere, and so Cheese kind of like puts her, she put her cloak on him, and our little moon moat ended up leading us somewhere. But flashing back over to Corvus and Sapphire bring the kid back home. Family's super happy, and the dad is like, "Hey, here's some money," and then they're like, "No, don't give us money." And the dad was like,
They could use
"Okay."
it more than us, okay?
Yeah. The dad was like, "Okay, well then have this," and he gave Corvus an amulet of the Raven Queen.
I mean, it's not an amulet; it's more of a patch.
That's what it was. That's what the item was described as to us.
No, I thought I was gonna turn it into something that Corvus can put around his neck.
He did use amulet.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Corvus and Sapphire kind of meet back up with the others. We follow the essence of Seluna for a little bit longer until it meets, until it leads us to a crossroads. And in front of us is an old man who is in Selunite garb. And that's where we ended the session.
And is very much not Elminster.
Jeez, Raven Church.
Oh god.
No.
Not do this.
Play the Hosier song already, damn it.
Yes, as you all show up, you see this elderly-looking man in the Selenite garb. Not quite as old as Elminster. At least you suppose not. No one's seen him in quite some time.
Gatito.
You're good.
Yeah, sorry, my cat just jumped in my lap, and this is one of the occasions where I do not need him in my lap.
You're fine. But currently you stand on one side of the sort of crossroads area. He stands on the other. And he is making eye contact with you, Cheese.
She's kind of looks awkwardly around her. She points to herself.
He nods and gestures you all over.
Cheese will approach with our dear friend.
As will Lessla.
Does anyone not? Is
No, I'm
I
going.
guess the important question. Okay.
Venali keeps a little bit of a safer distance.
Okay.
As would Corvus.
You know,
So as
I was gonna say, you know, having two brooding wilderness people is not necessarily good for this party.
Brooding. I'm cautious.
I am neither brooding nor a wilderness person. I just simply know nothing about whatever these things are. Venali lived
they
his
all
life
say.
in a different realm.
That's what they all say.
Anyway.
Understand, guys, I'm like super special. From a different realm of existence.
And also, I wear spikes on my armor, and also I have
Fuck, what's an edgy weapon? I can't. I actually.
You-
my
you
mind-
have a scythe.
katana.
Please. You have a scythe. You have a katana.
I use a scythe. I use a scythe and dual revolvers, and whenever you look at me, you take a D8 psychic damage because I'm so edgy.
Okay.
Church preacher, please.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
Anyway, you make your you draw closer to the elderly in the night, and as you do, he simply gives you a nod, looks you all over once.
Hello.
Am I to trust that you have been guided here as well, novice?
I think.
He raises an eyebrow at that, but looks over you.
Cheese will just stand there awkwardly.
Yeah. As he looks over you all, he does notice particularly the one of you who looks very different from the rest.
Gonna guess
Your
Mr.
newly acquired
Thorns.
friend.
Yeah.
This is our friend.
Mr.
I
Thorn
believe.
is what he's been
Yes.
called.
I believe whatever was guiding us was guiding him, or it wanted me to guide him as well.
I see. All of you, you may follow me. There are better places to speak. Places where he once again looks to your friend. Certain things will not be taken notice of.
TPK.
Cheese will offer. Cheese will offer her hand to our friend so he can hold it as we walk.
Alright. He does start leading you back towards the city, at which point you are stopped by the guards, noticing that there is something very wrong. They probably don't want to let into the city. But this fellow, when they realize that this is a Selûnite, the holy symbol, the gear, everything, they kind of relax a little bit, and you're allowed, provided you're only going to the temple, to go there under escort.
Alright. I suppose that makes sense.
You know,
Also,
Yeah, a
is
few of the
anybody-
guards seem actually very reverent of him.
Is anybody walking behind Cheese?
I mean, Cheese was leading, so in theory.
Yeah.
in theory, everyone.
Yeah, Cheese took off her cloak and she has her hair up currently, so...
No, you said you.
Oh, I
Yeah, you
did
get
take
the
it
cloak,
down.
yes.
Yeah, you're right,
Your
you're
back,
right.
because your back and neck are cold.
Mhm.
Those are specific words.
Okay. I can't remember. I don't know. It's
I
been...
remember everything.
Thank you, Corvus. It has been a hell of a week. Very much appreciated.
I only don't remember things if I'm the one who did it.
It's fucking same, yeah, pretty much.
Concerning since you're DM. For a different game.
So are you important?
Sapphire, being a native to Waterdeep, probably has to hold her laughter.
You don't recognize him specifically.
But I assume he's higher up in the House of the Moon.
That would be a religion check.
Okay. Normal, nothing's to check. Where's that? Where is it? There you are.
Okay, so you know quite a lot about these Selûnites.
Somehow.
As it was not uncommon for them to do charity work in the Dock Ward. They are simply that type of group. And their many outings, you managed to sort of devise to a degree what their structure is. And judging by their Galeon here, he's not like the highest of the high, but he's pretty high up there. And him addressing Cheese as a novice probably thinks he believes Cheese is also one of their faith.
Okay, this is definitely interesting. But yeah, Sapphire just kind of covers her mouth to keep herself from laughing a little bit. And she does this kind of like quietly, trying not to draw attention to herself.
Well, I think Cheese notices.
I mean, cheese is cheese.
If he notices, he doesn't react. I am nearly got appointed by Our Lady of Zoo. Alright, Legion, I go.
Okay. Does she like speak directly to you, or is it like
There are
I don't
few
know.
who speak to the Moon Maiden directly. I am not one so gifted. But when her signs are presented to me, I do my best to follow.
I see. Well, yeah. This was her guiding us. I probably. You see, I have this stuff.
And she'll show him the essence of
Mhm.
Selûne.
Is this while you guys are all walking there, or is this
Yeah.
once you've arrived?
This is while we're walking.
Okay.
It's a long walk. We gotta do something.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Silence.
Walking in silence is,
He will, as you sort of gesture out to show it to him, he'll kind of push it back. There are certain items which are so valuable. One should not openly display them.
Cheese looks at the vial on the staff.
Or, at the very least, not draw attention.
You think Cheese has pockets?
I'm not
She'll
gonna make
just
that
tie it a
joke.
little bit tighter to her staff. Yes, Cheese could fit it in between her boobs, I know.
That was not the one I was going to make. That was not it.
Marin, get out of my head! I was messaging you.
Look, you said pocket, my mind went somewhere else. Okay?
Oh
Anyway,
no!
not important.
Yeah, everyone knows cheese has a little marsupial pouch. It's fine.
Respectfully, I want out of this game immediately.
I mean, technically speaking, females have 2 prison pockets.
Shut the fuck up!
Why did you say
Shut
it?
up, shut up, shut up.
Shut it.
Anyway, moving on. You act like that's a surprise.
I ain't going to hell if I don't believe in it.
Anyway.
That's exactly why I'm not raising our kids to
Pay
villages.
taxes. I don't believe in it, so it doesn't affect me.
Let's move on before Rick gets, I don't know, struck down by the CIA.
She's still
Dang,
bullying.
where was I? Right, walking. So, he makes small conversation with you on the way up, unless you have anything else to say to him.
Cheese will politely indulge him, but she's very awkward about it. She has...
Like it's generic small talk. Food, how do you like the city? Where
The
are
city's
you
terrible.
all
Not here.
from? Fair enough.
I can't remember how Lessla thinks of Selenites.
Chaotic, I mean, Seluna does a god as chaotic good, so I think she doesn't like
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, she absolutely detests them, so she is staying quiet this entire time then.
But that might help you get an answer there.
Yep. Lessla knows the alignments of gods off the top of her head. I don't.
And alignment isn't something that's sort of like a public mechanic in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah. She's more the do good because it's good to do good rather than law and stuff.
Yes and no.
Yeah, this is a bit more complicated than that, obviously.
Regardless, you were saying something, Cheese?
You're like a. You're with the church of. Yes. I mean, like you. I've never been.
I see. Well, then I believe you are.
Tile.
In some places.
Oh no. I'll just.
Do you want to hold on to my arm if we're going across any tiles?
I'll be all right. But thank you. You see, I've never done this before. This whole thing, really.
She just kind of gestures to everything around her.
That is not unheard of. There are many outside the city who have not seen the likes of it. Even those elsewhere in the North Alliance, and along the Sword Coast, as wondrous as it may be. There are very few places quite the same as Waterdeep. What was that? Not really. You're kind of walking through the main thoroughfare.
I'll give it a
Does it look like Corvus is actively looking for food? Because I've got
No,
jerky.
he's just looking around like he always does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bold of you to assume he's looking for cooked food and not a rat.
I eat a rat.
Yeah, you see, well, as usual, many wonders on the street. Of particular note this time is a dwarven caravan, which is drawn by a clockwork horse instead of a regular one.
Fancy.
Oh, that would have been so cute. Never mind.
They actually neigh.
It's very
this
tinny.
one does not. It's of dwarven.
Oh, okay, they didn't add the.
You could say it's a tinny horse.
You know, I feel like I would have liked that. I like the sentiment behind it. It just looks absolutely horrifying.
It continues on past you. The dwarves flanking it and driving the cart seem to pay you no mind.
Remind me that dwarves can be scary, please.
Dwarves can be scary, cheese.
Thank you, Sapphire. You're so helpful.
Meanwhile,
Look at it, sorry.
Lessla.
No, the thing is, you don't know if Cheese is lying or not.
Regardless, Sapphire says that because whenever Jasper says something like that, whenever Jasper says something like that, Sapphire's quick to retort with that.
Venali
And
just
gets
kind
the
of
same
stares
response.
Venali stares at the two of you, just confused.
Meanwhile, Lessla is looking at the horse, wondering if she could reconstruct it.
I don't really do automated things.
Yes.
Let's just keep going and ignore this from now on, please.
Other points of interest. There's a gentleman calling out flyer for a circus. Most people seem to pay him no mind.
What kind of circus?
Just a circus.
Just a circus. Nothing intriguing, nothing.
Not a flea circus.
Well, the only thing interesting is that the gentleman doing so is aided by a small goblin who's running around, quite literally throwing the flyers at people.
No, respect
gonna
the
try and catch
enthusiasm. It's called aggressive.
As you walk by, the goblin runs up and throws one right at you. It goes about 6 inches and then flutters through the air harmlessly.
Thank you.
The goblin runs off and does the same to someone else.
She's gonna pick up the flyer and keep walking.
We're never gonna make it there if I keep getting distracted. Please, someone make sure that my head stays forward.
Lessla will use her invisible mage hand to keep your head pointed forward.
Thank you, Lady Silverster.
But otherwise, you make it without too many more distractions. Cheese is occasionally tempted by food carts or the occasional straight performance.
When you say food carts, is the discarded food to be allowed?
There is not. You get the feeling it's a bit of a taboo in the main roads.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we're in like a nicer.
You've
part of
been to
town.
metropolitan cities, it ain't a fucking taboo.
It is when you have prestidigitation readily available to just
Yes.
about anyone.
Including food.
And believe it or not, there are actually little clockwork things in some of the busier, dirtier areas going around with like little, the spike that you pick up trash with.
That's cute.
They're just going around doing that and then putting it in a can on their back and then moving on, doing it to the next thing.
Oh.
If only Cheese wasn't frightened of them.
Yeah.
But you make your way to the temple of.
Are you alright?
Yes, I was getting worried about that as well.
He doesn't answer us.
Dead. Rupert's dead. No!
Rupert!
Killed him!
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, of course.
Got a nasty cough.
Yeah. They'll go away.
Understandable.
It'll stop right.
All right. The temple?
Yes, we are
Yeah.
there.
House of the Moon.
So, written above it in common is the following statement above the door. Let all whom my light falls upon be welcome if they desire to be so. As the silver moon waxes and wanes, so too does all life. Trust in my radiance, and know that all love alive under my light shall know my blessing. Turn to the moon, and I will be your true guide. It is emblazoned on a golden plaque. It is honestly quite simple, all things considered. Engraved not really to look showy or flaunty, simply to be legible.
That's nice.
Lessla, it pays no mind to the motto. Saying guideline?
So you would know that this is a pretty basic, pretty basic, what would the word be? Creed of Selenites.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, you are ushered in.
Cheese looks very nervous.
Nervous.
There are actually a lot of more common folk inside the main hall, more than you would expect. Many of whom are just kind of going about their day. There really isn't a holy preaching day for Selenites. But nonetheless, this temple is rather extravagant and rather open, and there are many around who are in various states of worship or otherwise seeking out the guidance of the priests.
Shadow, the reason why there's no dedicated worship day for Selenites is because they're supposed to do it at night.
Well, yes.
Dingbat.
What I'm trying to get
how's the
across is there
floor?
really isn't a place to sit and listen to a sermon. That's not really a thing they do.
For Jesus' sake, how's the floor? Is it tile? Is it wood? What are we looking at?
It is largely wood, but there are some tile designs pieced throughout it.
Okay. So in theory, cheese should be fine.
It's more marble, so it isn't this exactly smooth, shiny tile. It's more rough tile.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe, I don't know if that's better or worse for cheese. Probably really not much of either.
It's a not as bad as
It's a side grade.
yeah. Strip
Okay.
side grade. But she can at least walk, so that's nice.
He sort of swiftly ushers you all into a small room off to the side.
Cheese will not protest.
Yep.
And once you're in, he closes the door. He doesn't lock it, he simply pulls it to very gently. And gestures for you all to have a seat. There are some benches off to the side. It's a very simple office-looking place.
I will take a look.
Lessla will find a place to sit.
Cheese eventually will do the same.
It becomes clear that you are not the novice as I had first hoped. My apologies. But I must wonder how you came to be in possession of such a profound artifact.
Well, I sort of spoke to her, I think. I mean, if that's what this is about.
It is not, it is merely a curiosity of mine. I have known very few of the faithful who have chanced upon such an item.
was given to me.
I see. Now, I believe you were guided to where we met similarly to how I was. Is that correct?
Cheese nods.
And you believe that he gestures to you or to your new friend?
Mhm.
This individual has a reason.
I do. He requires protection. Something that he can't really find in any other place.
I see. Tell me, my friend, what exactly are you? He just stares blankly at him because he does not speak common.
I will translate once I notice like he is confused.
Okay. So with Sapphire, really it's not just Sapphire, it'd have to be Sapphire and someone else. Actually no, Lessla still has comprehend languages up, doesn't she?
Yeah, it hasn't taken an hour to get here.
Oh, it took more than an hour.
Okay, well, I can just ritually cast that. I think.
On the way.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Or once you arrive, he won't say no.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a spellcaster. He could probably look at the ritual book and cast it himself. I know that's not how this feat works, but oh well. He's also, if he is actually a caster, he probably has comprehend languages. I know not all casters get it, but I'm pretty sure clerics do.
I mean, you haven't seen anything to denote him as a divine caster yet, but...
There's a feeling. There's a feeling that this man is a cleric.
Stealing from us the entire time.
Respect where respect is due.
But once you kind of explain the general situation with the aid of the spell, he nods and goes to sit behind a desk, lifts the cover off of a cage nearby. There is a large snowy white owl inside that wrestles itself from sleep and blinks a few times at you.
Hello.
But he opens the cage and gives the owl something before whispering a few words into its ear, and sending it out a higher window.
Can I read his lips?
Well, he kind of like cups his hand to it so that you can't really see them. Like, you know when someone's like whispering in your ear, he does that to the owl.
Yeah.
The owl does actually seem to lean in to listen, which is odd.
No. Cute. Love that.
He sends it off, and then sits back down behind the desk. I do believe that you are guided here for my help. Or for me to facilitate something.
So what would that be?
Frankly, I still struggle to understand myself. What aid I could give to someone so unique. This is beyond my knowledge. But I can provide a safe place to stay for the time being.
Good.
And I may know a way to calm the urges and fears.
look to our friend and translate for him.
He seems very interested when that's mentioned.
He's ready to try.
If you are willing, there is a ritual that could be performed. A certain item of power, of guidance, that is known to clear the mind. However, I cannot guarantee what the results will be given the unique circumstances. A clear mind may mean freedom from the urges that he feels, or it may mean giving in to them. I cannot say for certain.
Cheese will explain that to him.
He looks down, kind of looks at his hands, reaches up and takes off the little flower necklace
Hey,
Cheese
boy.
gave to him, and just stares at that for a while. He just looks at Cheese and says, one word, try.
Cheese will smile at him.
He wants to try.
Then at the earliest convenience, it shall be done. I have already sent Archimedes, he gestures to the window, the owl, to gather some more individuals who will be necessary to perform the ritual, and to gather the necessary materials.
Archimedes is such a good name.
Thank you, I thought so. So did he, I might add.
I would think so. But this ritual, what all is needed?
A simple circlet. Not of anything particularly expensive or hard to find, but it must be fashioned. And a fine piece of moonstone. When enchanted properly underneath a full moon, such items can have a very calming effect on the mind. Though the ritual is not common, I do know of it.
If there's any way I can assist, I'd be more than happy to.
For now, there is very little that you may do. You must wait for the moon to come into full before it can commence.
I understand.
However, when the time comes, if I have need of you, I will call for you.
Please do. I want to make sure he's okay.
He takes his time looking over you, and you can't quite tell what he's looking for, but he is definitely searching you for something.
Cheese just looks concerned for her friend.
Is something amiss?
No, I merely have my own thoughts to contend with. He is free to stay here for the time being. We will provide a safe place and the isolation that I believe he requires and desires, until such time as that may change.
Cheese will again explain all of this to our friend.
He nods and seems honestly quite relieved. He puts the flower bracelet you gave him back over the horn.
Do you have a way to contact us?
Archimedes knows of you. He will be able to find you when the time comes.
I understand.
You know when the moon shall be ready to rise.
And she nods.
As it draws near, please do not stray far.
I shall try.
That is all I can ask.
Cheese nods.
Is there anything I need to do here? Like, I don't know what you do. Do you have something I could call you by, actually? I realize it's something that was never really communicated.
I'm simply called Morgan.
Morgan Freeman.
I did not say that. If I were to call a character that, he'd be a very different character.
Before we...
Yeah, that character would be God.
Oh god, Bruce Almighty.
Go for it, Rick. You wanted to do something?
No, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not incorrect, but this is where my quest was going, right?
No, that was the Temple of Illustrate.
Oh, Illustrate, okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was a temple, I just can't be bothered to remember which one.
That's understandable. There are a lot in Waterdeep. Yes and no. The temple is nearby, though.
Yeah.
Morgan, are you like a priest or a cleric or something?
I am neither of these things. I simply go where I am called. At the moment, that happens to be here.
So you travel for the faith?
I am a guide. I am nothing more, and I am nothing less. That is the truest calling of my faith. And one I am glad to heed.
Well, it's much appreciated. I don't know. I've never really known the gods. At least I don't. Not the way. It's not like I've ever known their names. Just titles.
Well, it would seem that one has already made herself known to you. When the gods make themselves known to mortals, there is always a purpose behind it.
Is it normal to be a bit frightened?
It is normal for mortals to be challenged by that which they cannot understand, by that which is beyond them. And challenges are frightening.
Where should I go if I have questions? Do I come back here, or
There will
don't
always
really
be
know.
those who are faithful and willing to talk to you. If you seek the Moon Maiden to guide you, she will be there to do so. I have heard many others in the city speak of similar things from their gods.
I'll keep that in mind. I don't know. If this makes sense at all, I've always known Moon, but I've never known her.
You would not be the only one, I suspect. All know the moon, all can see her in the sky. As for Our Lady Silver, there are those who choose not to, and those who have not been given the opportunity. This is not unheard of, although from where I stand it is exceedingly rare.
How do I know what she wants with me?
You have already made the determination once, and I believe it was successfully. When the time comes for you to make that determination again, I believe you will be successful once more.
Cheese will nod sheepishly.
Have any?
Gods and their desires and wants are challenging and strange. One that even I haven't quite figured out in its entirety.
One that I'm beginning to understand.
Everything must begin somewhere. The moon must begin anew, the sun must rise, life must be born.
I understand.
Then you are well on your way.
I hope so. Oh. Gosh, well, if there's nothing else, I suppose we'll be off.
Is that said to him, or
Yes.
you are free to go at any time, and you are free to return? Just the same.
Could I visit him?
And she nods to our friend.
He stands up from his desk and walks out from behind. Kind of with the wave of his hand. Know that all love under my light shall know my blessing. If that cannot be said true in this place, then we have no right to bear that creed, now do we?
How so?
Whenever you desire to return, you shall be allowed to do so. I will
He's
make
not.
the other members of the temple aware of the situation.
Thank you.
Cheese will, Oh, is he gonna speak again?
No, he bows as you say thank you.
Cheese is gonna turn to friend, and she's going to give him a very careful kiss on the hand again.
Say, I'll be back. I promise.
He nods as the older Silverknight goes over, as Morgan goes over to take his hand and kind of lead him over. He turns to you one last time, Cheese. Morgan, not the Fae. May she who guides watch over your journey.
And to you as well. I think. Oh,
Far be it
wait,
from me to.
before you go,
Go.
can I have my cloak back?
Is that to the Fae?
It's to both of them, sort of.
Yeah. He kind of takes it off as best he can. He does have thorns, so they've kind of stuck in it a little bit, and it's nothing that can't be fixed, but it is a little bit messed up. And does return it to you.
And Cheese will give him a little bow. And she'll cast Mending on it real quick.
Okay. But if you have nothing else to say to them, he will usher him back into the... towards the back of the office, there's another small door, and he'll usher the Fae inside. And you
Cheese
all will be
will-
free to go.
Yeah. Cheese will wave him goodbye.
He does the
That
same.
was awkward. That was awkward. Was that awkward? I messed that up completely, didn't I?
I mean, you were nervous, but I wouldn't say you messed anything up.
You
I have no clue what I'm doing.
did better than I would do talking to Selûnites.
When she said, I have no idea what I'm doing, Sapphire will kind of like just pat her arm like there. Not condescending, it's like, I get what you mean.
There's a little bump
Yeah.
against Cheese's leg.
Boy.
Thank you, boy.
Cheese will very hurriedly put the cloak back on and put her hair back up.
We can leave now. This place is big and there's a lot of people. And I feel vaguely... I don't know, I feel a little bit like I don't belong, so let's just go.
Understandably. Lessla looks at the... As we're leaving, Lesla's gonna look at the position of the sun in the sky. How much time have we lost?
Well, the sun was just rising, or had just fully risen when you came upon him. It's now not quite. It's maybe about a quarter through the day, so it's been a few hours.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. I bet we're all dead tired.
You're not at the point where you need to worry about exhaustion yet, but it is coming.
Yeah. As much as this is going to screw up our schedules for the next few days, I recommend, and I will specifically look at Venali and Cheese, that we return to our abodes and rest.
That actually sounds lovely.
Venali kind of gives a shrug and says, I don't see why not.
Look.
Do
Look.
we want to have dinner or something?
I'm sorry, Rick, I cut you off, my bad.
No, I was gonna say something out of character. I was gonna tell Knight, look, the only reason you're still up is because you roll so insanely well on hit points.
I don't know, just how you
It
accept
really
skill
is.
issue.
Just get rolled.
Anyway, but we can meet for dinner and discuss what our next steps are. We still do need to go to the Temple of Illustre.
Yes.
Did you tell the rest of the group? I don't think you got a chance to tell the rest of the group about that.
No,
Uh,
not at all.
I
I was there when she got it, so.
Sapphire was there. I told Cheese. I told Corvus.
Right.
Yeah. So that thing has come up.
Is that what we do next, I suppose?
I suppose we might consider doing it. And I'm just going to. Yeah.
You can see it from where you are.
Yeah, we could probably do it right now. The problem is, we're all tired. Because
Cough, cough, we're out of spell slots. Cough, cough.
cough cough. I still.
Spell slot.
You do have spell slots, you
I don't know
jackass.
what you're talking about. I'm not a spellcaster. I'm actually a fighter. I've been lying to you.
Anyway. As I was saying, I mean, I still have resources, but we're all tired and, you know, Lesla's not used to overexerting herself, and she doesn't want to get into the habit.
I say we find somewhere to eat, we eat, we sleep, and we come back.
Well, there's always the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose that is true.
And
Do we eat free there?
no. Well, I would assume that it's factored into our living costs is food,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty sure we. No, it's not.
It is not. There are carts you can take to get around a little bit quicker.
Ooh.
I do have a wealthy lifestyle, so that's also factored into that. I know that for a fact. And technically speaking, so does Cheese, because I pay for her lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be doable. For anyone else not doing that, it would be 2 copper. So basically nothing.
I suppose.
Question, where is Venali staying?
So I got this cool ass tent.
I knew
The
it.
Campmaster 5000.
So he's quoting
Extended for my greatest line.
You know how I was.
It's mostly because I don't think I actually have money from this realm.
Well, it's Waterdeep. Money from every realm is accepted as long as it's money.
True.
Money.
He might actually have the one exception, believe it or not.
Where is it though? Like, I have this cool ass. Let me show you around my crib. Here's where I sleep. Thanks for looking at my crib.
I thought you were gonna say,
trying
here's
to
where I
think
would put
if
a
there-
trophy if I had one.
Well, there are places those without any kind of abode can dwell in Waterdeep. The city is no stranger to that being an issue.
I mean, just look at Corvus.
Walks on
Corvus
the
isn't
street.
allowed to speak when you don't need to
Walks on the street, pats ground. This seems good.
No one.
Gosh, you know what I think today is?
It's
Because I think it's actually been.
It's
I think
realized
it's like-
Corvus is just a hobo we drag around day.
Kind of, actually.
What is today?
No,
It's true.
Hold up.
What's up, Marin?
Marin, what is today?
I think it's actually been the proper amount of days that Tara told us, or that Tara told Cheese, that her performance was. Let's go watch
You
Tara.
are-
Laura, you mean?
Laura, fuck.
I really
You
hope
are
that
in,
fuck
you
was in
are indeed
character.
correct.
I
Even
really
the
hope that
GM
fucks
has
with
forgotten
character,
about this.
because that would be
All right, well, I guess we know where we're going. Everyone in the cart.
Let's go watch Lara.
It is. You would have time to sleep beforehand.
Let's take a nap and then go watch Laura.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, right. You haven't met her yet.
She's she's a friend of ours. You heard? She's a friend of ours, and she's a bard, and she was going to play music. She's really good. She likes funny books.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's the best part
Important
about that statement.
Important question, because I actually don't know. Do ghost elves have books?
Of a sort, yes. Probably made of paper, no.
What did bro mean by that?
What you have are thin stone tablets bound together.
That's probably not inaccurate, actually.
So a book to you is like this massive thing.
He just like looks kind of confused, like, you guys like carry those around? He doesn't say it because he thinks it's normal, but that's what he thinks in his head.
I mean, actually, you've seen Lessla with multiple books just strapped to her side.
No, those aren't books.
You just
They're not
don't
giant
know what
slabs.
those are.
I don't know what they are. Those are not books. I don't question your man. I don't. Book merchant. Oh, giants. No, he just has a fucking grudge book of stone tablets because we're vaguely dwarven.
He walks down a mountain and sees his people worshiping.
He has like a slab. Whenever someone misplaces him, he takes a chisel and carves their
No, I have an idea for an elven wizard named Moses.
carves their name into prehistoric death.
God damn it, Marin, why?
Even funnier is that they don't actually like cast spells normally. They just look at the grudge book and get angry and point and release magic.
It sounds like a sorcerer.
That's not far from the truth, actually. Oh boy.
Alright, well.
Anyway.
Long rest, Lara, illustrate.
Yes.
Yes. And going there at night might actually not be a bad idea.
Nice.
So most of the temples are in the Sea Ward. But there
Yeah.
really isn't a temple district. Just they all have to be in the same ward, and many of them are within sight of one another.
It's because the monks and the nuns have to make the tunnels relatively close to each other.
You would be upon getting into the carriage, yes.
Nice.
I'm surprised no one even commented on my
I
stupid
heard
thing.
you, I just didn't give the dignity of a response.
I was saying that the monks and the nuns have to make the tunnels relatively close together.
I want
You
Some
left,
person
that
is
was a
living
real
in the
thing.
Sea Ward.
I
No, one
again-
person's living in the Sea Ward. It's like, I'm hearing Elvish from the floors.
I once again want to throw out here that as respectfully as possible, I want out of this party.
Yes. Yep. Mhm.
Of course the halflings told everyone.
I
They-
don't know what they thought was going to happen, but anyway. Until they're not.
Oh, did you hear about where the dwarves are living? I hear they're underneath the sea district. Is that why I'm hearing dwarvish in the walls?
So that place place is abandoned now. Anyway.
The city found out a bit when you don't have moments for this.
We're dwarves. I just now imagine Ron, whatever the fuck his last name is, as a dwarf, giving a piece of paper saying, I can do what I want.
Oh,
Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson!
no, if you play a dwarf, you are just Ron Swanson. It's that simple. That's just how it works.
Boy. Anyway.
Can our characters go to sleep now?
Yes, you're all able to go.
You know what?
on
Yeah.
happen now.
Sorry to say, Shadow, but I must become Ron Swanson Dwarf Max now.
At some point, Sapphire will tell Corvus, just meet me at the shop later. And then go home.
I'm assuming you also all give Venali where he's supposed to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, if I go back to my camp, which is outside the city, it takes me out of nature.
Yes.
That he's like gets to the finds like probably of a god.
There are some temples that do provide shelter for the homeless.
He wants to be broody
people
load.
are gonna kind of leave you alone.
He wants to be the broody loader in the corner of the five-walled tavern.
He's the old man in the giant coat, the big fat beard that everyone stays away from because he's seen some things. Yeah.
Imagine if there's like, there's only like one corner in a spot that's like the brood corner, but what if two people want to brood at the same time?
Then the one with the lizard dog and hairless Tressum wins. There are no more quarters. At this point, one of you has to sit in the lights.
That's a really depressing way to look at things.
Yeah.
But it helps.
Regardless, you all will be able to acquire your rest.
I will say Sapphire will like say I'm home when she gets home. Not expecting Jasper to be home, but she'll go to her room and just pass out.
He isn't.
Okay. But she'll go to her room, say goodnight to Flowers, and then pass out. And wake up later.
Yeah, when the time arrives, you all head back out to the pointed to the tavern Laura mentioned that she would be at. You do also notice your snow elf friend is there as well. The first time you've seen her in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's fairly nice. It's in North Ward, which is the nicer ward, so... what's a good way to put it? This isn't the seedy pub, this is like the respectable pub that the rich people go to feel like they are part of the common folk.
So there's... I'm not actually going to do this. This is a joke. I need to specify that. So there's pockets that need some lightning, right? Again,
that's a good statement for it. Yes.
back
this
in
is
Sapphire's thieving day, she was probably stationed there.
a good way to put this is that one bar in the city that, as a novelty, hangs up all the roadside diner, decor. That's what this place is.
Yes. As we enter through the door, just so that he doesn't have a chance to rub dirt on himself again. Although he's probably gonna walk back out, rub dirt. So I'm gonna press the digitate Corvus.
Like, he may not be filthy, but he still looks a fucking mess.
It's a step better than it was.
And then he just falls. And then, and then someone like does something.
Someone mistakes him for a coat rack and throws a coat on him.
They think no, like, is they like supposed to think he's like, what is like imagine like he gets
Is
designed this place to look lower class, expect the lower class to come.
is Laura on stage yet, or is she getting ready?
She's not, but you would be allowed back in to say hi. That's actually where you find Zarfea.
Could someone get seats really quickly? I want to say hello to her before she gets on stage.
I should also take this opportunity to give her weapons.
I guess I'm grabbing seats.
So, hang on.
I-
You
I
made
do-
weapons
wait,
for
wait,
both
wait.
of them, right?
I did make weapons for both of them.
Why do you need
Did
to
you
give
bring
your
them both?
performer weapons?
I did not bring them all because I wasn't expecting
Okay,
Zarfea.
that's what I was gonna ask. You walked, because if you walked into the establishment with a maul,
No, I made very ornate daggers for Laura. God, none of us can remember her name.
Venali looks at Lessla with great distress and says, "Why do you need to give a performer weapons? What type of performances do you have?"
Bods.
For one, there's juggling knives.
For one, yes.
Entertaining.
But also, she was our companion. She helped us fight dragon cultists. Would not be wise to leave her with just a small knife.
It's better to have something than have nothing.
I mean, if she's not outwardly adventuring, I don't know why she would need a weapon per se, but he just kind of shrugs.
Don't you worship dwarves or something?
It is difficult to explain, but no.
But you
But
do.
you admire the art of weapon craft, and you don't want to give a person a weapon? I'm confused.
There is a difference. I'm not saying that you should not give them a weapon. I'm questioning the need for one.
Even
It's
for,
not
We're
weapon
not
craft
talking to you.
specifically, it's craftsmanship is a better way to put it.
well, look at it this way: it is better to have and not need than to need and not have.
I suppose that makes sense.
anyway, who all is going backstage?
I'm grabbing a
Jesus.
seat since apparently no one else is.
Mhm.
And don't worry, for Corvus' sake, it will be kind of like in the middle back side.
It's just the thing he doesn't want to sit in front of me.
I imagine Corvus was also not going back, so Sapphire just looks at him. It's like, all right.
Important thing: they do not allow animals inside this. So, yes, I'm aware. I'm referring to Boy, Prince, and Klaus.
That pseudo dragon is going to be very snippy.
Sir,
He
this ambush drake is actually this man's support animal, service animal. He suffers from extreme
Also, don't forget, there's also the crow that I still have not named. Not crow, raven. The raven I have not named.
Was that?
Name him Edgar. for
Does
Christ's
that?
sake.
Oh yeah, I forgot how that spell worked for a second.
There's also the Mind Goblin.
Fuck
I'm
off.
not falling for it.
Anyway, But I guess out of convenience, I will bamf the Raven into non-existence for the time being.
Okay.
Like, I'm not desummoning them. I'm just putting them in their pocket dimension for a moment, just so I don't have to worry about what Clouth and the Raven are doing.
Yeah, no, they do not allow wizard familiars either.
Yeah. Jesus, these guys are fucking have a stick up their ass.
Something health code. Anyways.
She's surprisingly looks like she fits in because she's actually wearing very fine silk.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright, well, let's go back and give Lara her weapons, and then I can tell Zorfea to go to the blacksmith in the morning.
Alright,
Go back.
so would it just be Cheese and Lessla that head back? Or is
Venali, do you want
Venali
to
going
meet
as
up next?
well?
Sure.
Follow us back.
Ba,
So
ba,
it's
ba, ba, ba,
Lessla,
ba.
Cheese, and Venali.
And while they're gone, Corvus, just come by the shop tomorrow morning. I'll probably be there. And I'll make the thing pin necklace for you. As they find the seat and sit down.
As for Venali, Lessla, and Cheese, you head back and you can see a very nervous tiefling pacing back and forth as a younger snow elf tries in vain to get her to calm down.
Ah,
What was that? You cut out right at the beginning of that. I heard.
She said Lara.
As you do that, she looks up and she gets a big smile across her face and goes to give you both a hug.
Cheese returns the hug.
Lessla is deer in headlights.
Second hug! Yay!
Lessla is deer in headlights as she gets hugged.
we wanted to come and see
Lessla.exe
you.
has stopped communicating.
The blue screen.
Venali, like, does a dwarven salute, I guess, of some sort, or like greeting of some sort. I don't know if they shake hands. I don't actually remember.
You can wave. That's a pretty
Yeah,
universal.
sure.
Yep. Yep.
You know, she upon noticing that you're here as well, Venali, she waves as, "Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met."
No. I'm new to the group. I use a sword.
He glows too.
I'm glowing right
That's
now,
what I can see.
actually.
Yes. I'm glad you both could come. Makes me feel a little bit better.
It's all of us too. Sapphire and Corvus are here. They went ahead and got us
Right.
seats.
I didn't think you'd want to come back anyway.
Of course I want to.
No, she's referring to Corvus backstage.
Well, I think I'm not exactly certain if it was of his own will or not. He just sort of came with us. I feel like he wanted to as well. I'll have to ask him.
It's about right about now that Lessla gets back into her usual mindset.
I do not have feelings.
Lessla says this. Ah, yes. How are you feeling about your performance? By the way, from what we saw coming in, you were quite distressed.
Well, it's my first time performing in a tavern in a city like this, so yeah, my nerves aren't what they I'm off, I guess.
Well, Lessla doesn't know how to comfort people, so she's just gonna take this and go ahead because I was just explaining what Lessla was about to do.
She says, I think you're gonna do well.
Lessla says this. At the very least, performing out there is going to be far simpler than fighting a dragon cultists.
That too.
Well, you're not wrong. I didn't really do much fighting.
You helped.
You gave moral support?
That is what I've been taught to do, basically.
Well, you're very good at it.
Thank you.
Oh, before I forget, Lessla will pull from her a satchel that she has on her. The two quite ornate daggers, but still practical. It says, with Venali's help, we were able to finish this quite quickly, and with his knowledge of Infernal, it does have infernal runes along the blade.
Okay. Thank you. It's very nice.
I figured you might, even if you're not a fighter, having a weapon or two that is a bit more practical than your knife might do you some good. And they're ornate enough that if you are in relatively good company, people will not question it. Similar to the dragon gold daggers.
She nods and sort of tucks it away inside her pack. It's very nice. Thank you. No one's gone through that kind of trouble to get me a gift before.
Well, it's no trouble at all. It is simply what I am good at.
Oh, I think I need to get on stage in just a moment. Thank you all again for coming. I really do appreciate it. And it was nice to meet you, Venali.
Lessla will nod simply. Oh, what do they say? Break a leg?
I've never been fond of that expression. But I appreciate the sentiment.
I will look towards Zarfea. What's Zarfea doing right now?
Kind of watching all of you and seeming to be relieved that she doesn't have to be the one to keep her calm anymore. You can guess she's been here a while. Which makes sense. To the best of your knowledge, the two have been rooming together for now.
After, I assume this is when Laura goes.
Yeah, she's she's getting ready to head up. She's just finishing tuning her lute. Or harp, rather.
Lessla will walk over towards Zarfea and says, Zarfea, would you like to join us in watching her?
I was planning on it.
Oh, before I forget, we did finish your mole. You will just have to come pick it up in the morning.
Alright, I'll be sure to do that.
And and that Lessa will nod and says, "Well, let us not miss the opening," as she turns to leave.
I'm guessing everyone follows Lessla out as Lara's tuning her harp.
Yes.
All right.
That's anything.
Yes, I do realize that.
And I suppose we all sit down.
Laura's very
So-
nervous, but she's gonna do great.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
But after a while, there's not really an announcement of her coming out, but when some people notice there's someone on the stage, they do kind of quiet down and pay attention. As she sits down and begins to play. She plays a few songs that you're familiar with. They're kind of very basic songs that any bard would know. They're maybe not common ones in Waterdeep, but you're definitely familiar with them. Maybe Lesla's more familiar with them being closer to Coromir.
She doesn't know any of them.
No, Jesus wouldn't know any of them. Sapphire and Corvus probably wouldn't know them very much either. Not really.
Travelers like go to the nicer places.
But yeah, you all sit down and listen, and what you can tell, it seems to be going quite well. I do need to roll something for her, though, just to see how well it goes. For +7 to this. It goes very well. She plays very, very well. The
Wow.
crowd is actually quite silent listening to her. And it seems to embolden her, the fact that she has people's undivided attention. And she actually closes with a song that all of you, including you, Venali, are very familiar with.
The lullaby, or the,
Yes.
yeah.
The one that you all dream very frequently of. Venali, this is the first time you've ever heard someone else sing it. But as soon as she finishes, the tavern basically erupts with cheers and applause on that one.
She's, yeah.
Standing ovation from Sapphire.
She's as much the same.
Oh, poor Corvus.
I mean, it's not so much a lot of noise. There's a lot of there's a lot of shouts. You know, the standard well-to-do shouts. Encore, well done, bravo. There's a few bravas, and a lot of clapping and applause. Once Sapphire stands up, a few other patrons also do so.
Hell yeah.
And Lara gives a bow before.
Go for it. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Lara gives a bow before taking her leave of the stage. And she actually comes to join you, but she's stopped by a few patrons specifically to just shake her hand and say you did a good job. Most of them are residents of the North Ward. North Ward isn't all nobles, not all well-to-do. There really isn't a definitive place on where that is in Waterdeep. North Ward is just known as the safe, the expensive place. And there are certainly their share of nobles and rich merchants, but that's not everyone. Very few, but some do.
Usually the ones that don't like going halfway across the city just to get to their warehouses.
Yes. Yeah, those are usually the less reputable nobles. But anyway, she does make it back to you, and she seems very excited, very pleased with herself. This is the most confident you've seen her, well, ever.
Hopefully she holds on to that.
You were spectacular.
Thank you. Can I just get something to drink? I'm still shaking a little bit. Maybe drinking drinks aren't the best idea, given that's the case.
I hear.
There is like. Go for it. Sorry.
I hear ale steadies the nerves.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
No, I don't think I've ever actually had it.
It's an acquired taste.
Can I try it?
If you so wish, I will not stop
I
you.
want to
All right, I guess Lessla will order ale for the table.
So you call one of the servers over. It's this one's a stout halfling woman. She wanders over to you. All right, what will y'all be drinking tonight?
Do you have any wines on reserve?
Aye, we have some wines, some fine ones.
I'll,
Anything in particular you're looking for?
do you have anything from the Silver Marches?
Not on reserve, no. You do have some fine ones from Cormyr.
That will do.
I see. And how about the rest of you?
Well, at the very least, 2 ales, one for the tiefling, one for the faun. I will then look to Sapphire.
An ale's fine.
Venali.
She looks over to Corvus.
Oh, Corvus.
He'll have an ale.
Are you sure you don't want any?
I see. And how about for you, miss? She looks over to Zarfea, who just kind of seems surprised that she's being addressed in this regard. Eventually, after looking around the table a few times, she just kind of points over her left. I'll have some of what she's having.
Who she point to?
Lessla.
Oh, okay.
And another wine. And about the ale, we have a few different varieties. We have a couple local brews that are quite popular. Some Halfling Stout, it's a personal favorite of mine. And we have a new shipment of the Dwarven stuff.
The dwarvish stuff will be fine.
Oh, is
I
there a way
see.
to try it all?
That can be arranged, miss.
Not me over here like, you're really ordering dwarvish ale for everyone, okay?
Really?
It's gonna be done.
Most certainly.
I want to try them all.
This is having a sampling.
Is that okay?
That is fine.
I'm more than content with one of the locals.
She nods. One sampling of ales for the lass with the horn. The local variety for the lass with the blue hair. And two sets of wine. Will you be sharing the bottle?
Yes.
I see. And several mugs of dwarven ale. For everyone else? Looks around and upon seeing no objections, gives you all a nod.
That wave of the head.
Gives you all a nod. Alright, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And she heads off.
I
You'll
can't
have
wait.
a moment to chat amongst yourself.
What about the
You
horn?
mentioned my horn.
It is a
Just
very.
an identifier, just so she gets a the orders right.
There are like a million other things. Why my horn?
Well, it
Because
is.
it's unique here. And Sapphire looks over everyone else, and literally no one else has a
No
horn.
single other person with one horn on.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
why it's weird.
It's not weird, it's unique.
That's like what unique means.
That it's your horn is very fitting for you, Miss Cheese.
Okay.
I think it looks nice.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
Laura chimes in. It's very nice. I wish mine were that easy to keep looking okay.
I don't know. Sometimes it's just like essential oils, but other than that,
I have to scrub mine. And occasionally I have to wax them. It's not easy or fun.
oh. I could. Yeah, I just imagine Cheese outside against a tree, just rubbing her horn.
Laura actually snickers a little bit at that remark, not impolitely, just caught her off guard.
I'm holding my tongue. I can make a joke about waxing the singular horn.
No, no.
Uh,
That's me. That's me with the water. That's me with the little spray bottle.
I'm just like a dog straight in the water, like.
I suppose I could recommend some of the oils that I use. I make most of them. But, you know.
I'd love to give it a try. Thank you. The waitress comes back with all, or however you wish to call her. There are a multitude of things you could.
bar wench. That is what she is.
That is another one, yes. Though I hesitate for this type of establishment.
We call her a wench. Yeah.
Bar maiden.
That's also effective. Barmaid is probably what you'd hear around here, honestly. Once you start getting into the south and the dock ward, then you might start hearing tavern wench. If they're particularly
Sweetheart.
drunk, then yes.
Okay. So, while the drinks are coming back, what is Cheese's Constitution save gonna have to be?
For all of them? So which one does Cheese start with?
Cheese is gonna start with the Dwarvish because that's what she knows Lessla likes.
So Lesla's actually drinking wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she knows the fact that Lessla likes dwarven ale or dwarven
Mhm.
things. So she's gonna start with that one.
Okay.
And then
So that one is in a little ceramic, like essentially single flask size ceramic jug.
Okay, so not shot glasses.
It is it is square. I should also be questioning who is paying for everything tonight.
Lessla.
Okay. I will tally up the bill.
Yep. I know.
The dwarven ale in particular is going to be expensive.
I know. Look,
got the cheapest thing, honestly.
I know.
I made my choice.
I know.
You made your bed, you're lying in it, and one of them is
So-
going to be safe.
Geez, you need to make a con save for the dwarven ale. It is very strong.
Okay, cool.
Will Cheese
I'm
keep
making that
drinking it if
now.
it burns?
Yeah, she wants to try.
Okay. Okay. Cheese fails the con save.
Oh, have fun dragging her back.
So, after Cheese drinks that one, it's pretty easy to see that Cheese is a little bit tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the one.
Yep.
That tasted weird.
It is called not. It's not called fire ale for nothing.
I need to roll
see
this
her,
for
like-
Laura as well.
You see her like do like the dog thing whenever they have peanut butter on their tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Like she does that a couple of times.
I don't know. Which one should I do next?
Oh.
Oh. Mm.
Laura's
Oh,
also
wow.
not looking so good after that one, but she does
Oh
finish
no!
it.
Well, she only has the one so far,
She only had for now.
but
I seem to have the impeccable ability to have to BRB at the and like come back at the just worst times.
oh yeah,
I come back.
Yes,
I come
worst
back to
ale.
you horrifically failed that con save, and I went, huh?
She tried
We got drinks.
ale.
I
We-
see.
Yes. You also have a dwarven ale.
Yippee.
this is the second time that
You're
Les.
accustomed to something similar. The con save is going to be easier for you, but there is a con save nail.
On my way to fail, I got you.
You know, this is only the second time Les has gone Venali drunk.
For you, that succeeds.
Yippee. You know what I need to do? I need to get the feat that lets me like take a proficiency in a saving throw just to get
Con.
Constitution.
Yeah. I do make you drink a lot, it seems.
Also, you are not kidding. I did take a lot
Corvus,
of
are you
damage.
going to be drinking what's been given to you?
He knows his
Okay.
limits.
Do you want food?
Has his stomach growled at all in Sapphire?
Probably slightly. Probably makes quite slight.
Corvus, do you want something to eat?
Insight check.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Oh, very obvious.
Yeah.
Do you want something? The answer? No, he doesn't. He's clearly hungry.
Okay. Seeing that, Lesla's just going to order dinner as well.
So they have an assortment of meats and cheeses, some seasonal fruits, and various types of bread. They serve everything from elven loaves to halfling sweetbread to dwarven travel rations, which is not very popular.
We'll have the elvish loaves, as well as a selection of meats,
Okay.
and a stew for Corvus.
They do have a few different varieties of stew. The simplest of which is Corvus. You're actually familiar with this one. It's cheese melted. It's basically melted cheese and water with stale bread. It's better than it sounds.
Sounds like
You
a bowl of
really,
brown
you
potato
really,
road.
you really hit him with the. Let me hand you water cheese and bad bread.
So you say that this is a legitimate thing.
It is a legitimate thing. It's actually really good.
This sounds like a British man's food.
It is British.
It's a colonial food, actually.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
tracks.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's what you did when the only thing you had there was stale bread and cheese that was about to grow mold. You made this.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't mean to roll that. I accidentally pressed that. My bad. Ignore
That's
that.
fine. You're gonna need to make another one. You're gonna need to make another one in a moment.
Oh God! Wow! It rolled a crit. It rolled a crit.
Ah,
Sorry, I thought you had a con save.
I have work tomorrow, and
Yep.
I have to get up early because it is icy as shit, and I need to turn on my car like 30 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See things. So, goodbye.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
we
is.
won't need you to make any more con saves, so I think you're okay.
Yippee.
Yep. But Cheese, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Also,
As you order something for Corvus? Yes, sorry.
Specifically, although he likely cannot pay for it because, again, weird money.
Lesla's covering the tab.
Perfect. I can order the everything. No, Venali will get the halfling bread because he's never had halfling anything before. He's had elven stuff and he's had dwarven stuff.
Have
and
you ever
some
had like
weird
brioche
mixture of
bread?
both. No, well,
Or
I
like
have.
milk, or like milk bread?
I have, but Venali definitely
That's basically
has
what
not.
this is, with sugar on it.
Great. It will be the sweetest thing he's ever eaten in his entire life.
Yes, it will.
Have you know those memes of when you hand the peasant the chocolate bar? It's gonna be that. Anyways,
Alright. Good night. Night.
good night.
Night.
Night!
Alright, so Venali has that. Do you order Corvus, is it the cheese stew or is it something else? There are also meat and lamb. There's also beef and lamb. They do not have rabbit here. They do have pork. Okay. Cheese, the simple cheese soup. It does come served in a hollowed out loaf of bread.
Ah,
That actually sounds so good.
it does.
So it is kind of going stale bread. So the liquid cheese inside of it is keeping it.
Bread is for dipping.
Corvus, don't
the
question
rest
it.
of the bread is inside the cheese soup.
No,
This is...
Never had a bread bowl.
Yeah, bread bowls are great. It's an American thing, I think.
It comes pre-dipped.
Didn't it start off in Boston?
So the way this particular type of stew is made, the bread is kind of what binds the water and the cheese together to make it into a functional slurry. So how you are meant to eat it is to eat the bread and cheese water inside. It sounded very disgusting every time I described it.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
then
you
have a thing of soggy inside stale bread. Yes,
Yes.
that's the point.
Yes. So you eat this. You eat the stew first, and then you eat the bread. This is how they save money on not cleaning dishes.
Yep.
It is something that everyone in America is very familiar with, especially the clam chowder variation.
I've never
Well,
actually
this particular thing is actually a colonial era dish made this specific way.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. The pieces of the hollowed out bread are in there mixed in with the cheese and the water. No, it has kind of been dissolved in there with the water and the cheese.
Corvus
Like I
is
said, it is being used to keep it all together. And we're spending 30 minutes on just describing Corvus's meal.
Corvus is so adamant in choosing how he eats that he just looks at this and says, "But I wanted to choose the dip."
Man's just a picky eater.
Someone serve me that.
Alright, well, I guess we're never taking you to San Francisco then.
You hate San Francisco anyway. Why would you take it?
I'll put a fucking bread. We put it in a proper water.
So traditionally,
Never
like bread
go.
bowls here are not stale. They're actually quite nice loaves of bread.
Mm-hmm. And you get the top
This
part.
is just
And you get the top part that they cut out as bread to dip into.
pretty much.
You also get less soup.
That is also true.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Anyway,
The
like shell of this loaf is hard enough to where that's not an issue.
yeah.
But anyway, you're spending too much time on this.
All right. I
The
think
rest of it comes. Venali has his sweet halfling loaf bread. That sounded very wrong the way I said it.
I guess he's a bard now.
Anyway, Laura orders another thing of dwarven ale.
Oh no.
Did I have to roll anything for the local ale or no?
No, the local isn't that strong.
Okay. Sapphire knows her
Cheese,
limits,
as
she's not
you
gonna
move
stand.
on to the others, because you started with the dwarven, you will have to make a save for the others.
Nice.
I
So
can't.
I need another con save as you try the... Which one is it next? There's two locals and a halfling stout.
She'll go for the one of the locals.
Okay. Go ahead and make your save.
A 19.
You're fine.
Okay.
Cheese doesn't seem to get any more drunk having the kind of... the dwarven ale and the soup. The dwarven ale was 2. The soup is 5 silver. What was that? The ale was 2 gold.
Leslie's covering for everyone though. Okay.
He's being a gentleman.
Lessla will give a look to Sapphire.
I don't know how much mine cost because I didn't get dwarven. I got local.
No. The look is to reverse pickpocket him.
Oh. Let me. Yeah.
I think
I
I like
guess
the local one
Sapphire's-
better.
Sapphire's
So-
to Lesla's just like, it's there. He's looking at it. I can't.
And not immediately.
As you do that, Laura begins her second mug of dwarven ale. She's gonna need to roll.
I have a feeling. Oh wait, Zarfea can drag her home.
She's in the place where
That is
she's
still
sleeping.
a fail for her.
Yeah.
That's oh.
Yeah, dwarf. Yeah.
Laura looks like she's had a bit much. She's not hammered yet, but she is not looking great. It's not very quiet. It's yeah, pretty much.
He has like full old man eating.
Oh, so he's like slurping that shit up. I got it.
Zarfea, having tried the wine, does not seem to be that impressed.
It.
This stuff makes my mouth feel weird.
Oh, just wait until you stand up. It'll make your head feel weird.
Ooh.
I'm guessing Cheese goes for the next one.
Yes.
Make a
Less.
save.
The next one. The next one's gonna be the halfling.
Okay.
Oh god, halflings are known for their liquor.
It's known for the
That's a
dwarves, but
bad.
that is a fail. Cheese, it doesn't look any better than Laura.
Man, Cheese is gonna
This
have
stuff makes my.
Meanwhile, I'm.
Yep, my tongue feels weird.
Meanwhile, I'm probably on my second or third glass of wine at this point.
Yeah, it's... Well, Zarfea is not having any more, so you'll get the whole bottle.
I figured that was going to be the case.
Whether or not you drink it is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, stale enough to be hard.
Once he finishes the sweet side, he starts dipping red into
Nice.
That's
You're not the
gotta
only
be-
one doing that.
That's gotta be an
Yeah.
interesting flavor, though. Holy shit.
It's
No,
a,
but that's what.
yeah,
that's what
I've
you
heard
had
of that
still, right?
before.
I get that. But I imagine there's still like little cheese bits on the stale bread.
Mhm.
Fine.
Again, he's
Fuck,
not
I
the
bet
only
you
one
that
doing
tastes
it.
spectacular.
Yeah, like I said, he's not the only one doing it. He's the only one doing it with dwarven ale.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Corvus to fail his con save.
Corvus drinks slowly.
You will still need to make one. Yes, dwarven ale is just that strong.
Sapphire, the only one smart enough to be like, I know what I'll
Okay. Corvus? This stuff is... wow.
He's stronger than he expected.
Very much stronger than you expected.
Does
Probably
Corvus pass out?
Nonetheless, you do feel yourself, as you like dip the bread in there, you kind of absentmindedly start going for the swig of it. You regret it, but it doesn't stop you from doing it again.
Because Corvus doesn't. It is established. Corvus doesn't have taste buds.
After a while, you've kind of, between like washing down the bread, trying to like wash out the burn that you're feeling from your mouth, you don't quite realize that's from the drink, not the bread. You down the whole thing a lot quicker than you were expecting, and realize your mistake right about the same time as you start to see the world spin.
Oh no. Am I gonna have to
Everyone
get,
else, Corvus is hammered.
am I gonna have to get flowers to go get Jasper to help me take him someplace for the night?
Cheese is gonna reach across the table and boop Corvus.
The only chance she'll get.
Corvus, the long, wiggly brown thing, boops you on the nose. You bite it? Okay, roll the hit, I guess.
Armed, is that an unarmed strike? Question mark?
Probably.
You have disadvantage.
It's.
Luck save, go.
Oof, I think that's a miss.
So you try to snap at cheese, you miss.
No,
You
with
go
a
for the
plus
third
6,
arm.
that
No, that
That
involves,
matches.
That includes plus 6. So
Yeah.
it would be an 8 to hit.
Yeah, 8.
Oh. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That is
Corvus
a
goes
miss.
for the
You do not
third
bite
arm.
cheese.
Goes for the
Bite
wrong
me.
arm.
You see Corvus bite at the air next to Cheese's finger.
Okay, he's cut off for the night, I think.
I didn't think Corvus would be a lightweight. Drinking more wine.
You gave him dwarven ale when he apparently had a very empty stomach.
Lessla, you've seen far sturdier men crumble far quicker on their first time drinking dwarven ale.
Well,
This is nothing unusual.
at the same time, from a dwarven kingdom, dwarven ale is the only thing we have.
Yes, I am more referring to visiting dignitaries.
Yeah. Hmm.
My head feels spinny.
I told you your head would feel weird.
It just means that you are actually getting drunk. Am I gonna have to make a con save for this wine?
No, the wine doesn't have enough in it.
Okay.
Even for a whole bottle?
Lessla drinks dwarven fire ale. No.
That's a good thing.
Alright, well... Lessla looks at the bottle of wine that's probably about half empty by this point and says... Maybe my conception of weight classes for drinking is skewed.
Who wants to go out in the woods and look for fairies?
Laura immediately shoots her hand up.
Oh no.
Corvus, do you want to go with us?
My headphones cut out. What was said?
I literally just.
that wrecked that.
Corvus the brown thing is asking you if you want to go out and look for sparkly, glittery things in the woods. River?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how it
What kind of drunk is he? That's the big question of the day.
always looks like he's not
Inebriated.
Yeah.
and the inebriation is bad.
He's very inebriated right now.
Not aware of himself. He can't defend himself. He doesn't have
I'm gonna tell you, you're like a hair's breadth away from just passing out.
So the answer is yes. I'm gonna have to get flowers to go get Jasper to help me take him somewhere. It doesn't change the fact that if you pass out, you have no choice.
Yeah, that doesn't even happen.
Yeah, he's not blackout drunk right now, but he's pretty close. If he has any more, he will be.
I think it wasn't just
Is something wrong?
So he's a quiet drunk.
I don't want you to be annoyed. We can go.
At this point, Laura goes and gives him a big old pat on the back.
Oh.
Not deliberately hard, but also she's not quite fully aware of how hard she's actually hitting you. It's okay, he'll be fine.
I'm looking at the three of them, like, pressing X to doubt. Oh no.
God.
Corvus is a slightly violent drunk, got it.
This guy can't tell who this is, right?
Well, it's
you can tell vaguely who it is. You're just struggling to remember the name.
Okay, so I know it's not.
it's the bard lady.
You know, like it's a. Do I know, like it's a friend, or at least?
I mean, you know you came to see her perform.
Okay.
It's you're out of it at this point enough to be like, that's what's your face. But that's about the state where you are.
I know that this is a stranger thing to do something. This is brothers. I personally know. I know it's not hostile.
Yeah, you're surrounded by people who are laughing and seemingly having a good time. You can confer this is not a hostile environment.
Well, people being around me and laughing is not necessarily not hostile.
Fair.
It could be directed at me.
Most of them are not looking at you.
Imagine Paul just turns to look at Laura.
She has just a big grin on her face and kind of is looking at you, but also not.
I say, hold on. I want to finish these before we go.
Oh no, she's gonna down the rest.
Have the one last one, cheese, and one last
Oh,
con save.
I thought I had two more of the local ones because you said 3 local ones.
You had the one
dwarven.
local one, then you had the halfling.
Yeah.
So you got one local one left.
Oh, okay. All right. Con save. Go. At 12.
That is a success.
So I'm
As
still
you
pretty
do
drunk.
that, Laura like diverts her attention away from Corvus, like smacks her hand on the table and orders another round. Both her and for
no.
Corvus.
I thought she was gonna say chug chug.
No. She orders another round for herself and gets one for Corvus as well.
Oh.
And I think he needs to cheer up.
I think it's at this point, it's probably safe to do the reverse pickpocket.
You will have advantage.
Yeah. So as Sapphire's doing this, she's gonna speak to Corvus as she's doing this, just in case he feels something. Hey Corvus, are you feeling alright? You seem kind of out of it. And I'm
You're
just like,
able to
the money.
you're able to do it.
So Blob of Blue is asking you if you're feeling alright and that you seem kind of out of it.
Laura is reddish.
Well, Sapphire was asking.
Oh yes, Sapphire has
Right.
blue hair. Yes.
Yes. Nothing from Corvus. Okay.
Rupert, are you there? Okay, just making sure.
So Rupert's so far out of it, he doesn't even notice me asking him a question.
Or Corvus.
Corvus.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's like looking at an animal that's ready. Like you can't tell the animal pounce. Watch.
I asked you if you were doing okay.
At this point, Lessla doesn't know if she's made a mistake or not. But because
Well,
this is
Laura's getting her third round of Dwarven Ale, and Corvus has another one, but I don't think he's going to drink it. She's making this one at a disadvantage. I don't think it matters.
I mean, it could have been
Oh,
an
it did matter.
Yeah.
No. She finishes this one and slumps against Corvus.
Oh. Well, she's in.
Do we need to go? Is this a point where we like take them upstairs or?
I think that is the case. And Lessa will God, how much is this gonna cost me?
So with all the Dwarven Ale and all the 25 gold.
25 gold? Okay, I'll pay with 5 gold and 2 platinums.
Okay.
Cheese is going to cast Druid Self. Or Druid Self? Druid Craft. Jesus. I swear I'm not drunk. But she's going to summon like a little gust of wind in her face to cool her off.
I will, after paying, Lessla will tug on Cheese's sleeve and says, "Alright, it's time for us to go."
Cheese, you are cautioned against using magic in the tavern.
Yes.
But, yeah, they don't do anything, just a reminder, not supposed to do that.
Sorry.
You're not the first one to do it drunkenly. This is harmless. They're not mad. They're just reminding you.
Yeah, yes, the last time they had drunken magic was a drunken fireball. No one wants a drunken fireball.
They've been able to avoid that, but they have had a wizard play the teleporting, grasping skeleton prank.
Oh.
That has happened more than once, which Sapphire, you know about that. There's a fine for doing that in Waterdeep. Very hefty monetary fine, like in the thousands of gold.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Sapphire, like, it would be fun, like, it was probably in the dock ward. Right?
And to clarify what it is, basically a skeleton appears out of nowhere and just touches the person. Harmlessly. They just touch them. And do nothing else.
Right.
So if it's particularly advanced, they touch them, and then and run off.
Goddamn necromancers and their pranks.
So this was started by one wizard in particular, who did it because someone told him he was no good at necromancy.
Did this happen in the dock ward? I have to know.
No, this was long, long ago. This is centuries at this point. But the legend has persisted.
Unfortunate. Has
And every
anyone
once in a
done it
while,
then?
some uppity wizard gets it in their head to do it.
Have any of them been in the dock ward?
It's primarily a north and sea ward thing. It doesn't.
Damn.
The dock ward isn't the most magical place,
That's fair.
but the north, the sea, it's primarily the north ward. That's the well-to-do area where people actually have the know-how. But the sea and the castle ward see some of it as well.
Okay.
Alright. Is Cheese going to resist going to our actual place of sleep, or is she going to or is she gonna
She's gonna run to the woods.
Yeah.
Hours away.
What about Corvus?
Corvus, do you need help getting somewhere for the night? Is he even awake?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
The other one who's out is Lauren. She's still leaning against him.
Cheese will try, probably not very well, but try and sneakily summon a little bit of baby's breath and pass it across the table to him. Because last time that seemed to cheer him up.
Corvus, some swimmy flowers are shoved in your direction. No response. Okay.
I had to think.
Okay, sorry.
Just give me a second.
You're able to. It just like you miss it the first time, but you're able to slide your hand over it.
My precious.
No.
I'm just sitting there mentally debating whether or not to send flowers to go get Jasper to help me take Corvus somewhere where he can rest.
Flowers comes back. Jasper was busy.
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Corvus, we're gonna leave. We can, hold on. What
Do
am I
you need
supposed
help
to do
getting
next?
anywhere for the night?
I feel like he has enough of himself to try and
At this point, also Zarfea is currently picking her up. It feels like you have to get your sea legs.
it's like a lot of blood loss. It's not a...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, you're familiar with this sensation.
Cheese is gonna stand, and she's gonna try and hold his hand. Does he let her, though? Question mark.
I think, like, the initial
I get the idea.
Yeah, he's like realizing he's like Corvus is very much a guy who likes to keep moving back with peace. So I might like for the time just make him the focus.
He's hyper aware of the fact that he's drunk.
Essentially,
Yeah.
meditative state. I don't think I've seen this, but I haven't. It's like I need to walk somewhere. I'm drunk. I was like, okay.
All right. 1, 2. Yeah. Exactly. I get it. Like.
That's essentially any
Okay.
Sapphire will
go.
go with them because they are both drunk, and Sapphire's like,
So
I need to be there.
I need both of you to make just to see how well this goes. I just want you to roll me an acrobatics check.
Well, you know,
It's
at
not
least they can lean on
you're-
each other.
One of you is not in danger of falling on your face. The other is.
Okay.
Okay, Corvus is fine.
Cheese, do you?
I'm not.
As I'm about to ask if she has lesser restoration prepared or not.
I think,
so-
considering it's technically the same. No, wait, she.
No, we did long rest.
Yeah. I forgot to switch out my spell list. But
So
she would have been
Cheese-
prepping for the next mission.
Cheese, you go to take Corvus's head and start to lead him out. Don't feel your leg land under you like it's supposed to. And stumble a little bit. You don't fall flat on your face, but you do stumble a bit.
Whoa.
Lessla will do her best to keep her from falling over.
Where the floor?
Be-
These
between
floors aren't
Lessla and
tile.
Corvus, you're okay.
These floors aren't tile. Why are my legs weird?
That's part of being drunk.
I don't think I like it.
It'll wear off.
I
And
think I like the mushroom better.
the mushroom was worse than this, trust me.
Well, she did
No, I
kind
have
of
funny
fall
dreams.
asleep.
fall asleep. Knock yourself out.
Sapphire's
That is true.
Sapphire's taking it very lightly.
And then Lessla slapped her with a mage hand.
And Cheese was still high for days.
Yes.
I had funny dreams. I don't think this will give me funny dreams. I think. I don't know.
Alright, Corvus, where are we taking you? If you don't say anything, you're going to end up in the same inn that me and Cheese sleep at.
You can see the brain
I want you to sleep in an alley.
Cheese has pleading, begging face.
She's
That's
she's
fair.
basically doing puppy dog eyes, but
Goat eyes.
Corvus is currently cross-eyed. So
goat puppy dog eyes.
Would it be kitty goat eyes? Because
Regardless, Corvus is having a hard time seeing his hand in front of his face. You can definitely hear the upset in Cheese's voice. But that's about it.
What did you say? We can take you outside the city.
would we know if the gates are closed yet?
Sapphire probably
So
would.
the gates don't really officially close.
Hmm.
Well, some of the smaller ones do.
Also, I don't think any god was there a incredibly drunk person
two incredibly drunk people.
Yeah.
There's a incredibly not drunk noble with them. So
And Sapphire.
we're just taking
They
him
might
home.
have some reservations if you're going towards one that leads to the middle of nowhere. If you're heading towards Undercliff, that might be another story.
Horses using old great sentences. I can't slow my words. Definitely.
Brr.
So you're hearing about every other word from this.
All right.
Articulate guy who's
I
I
don't.
assume Boy and Prince start following us once we're out.
Yes, as do Clout and the Raven.
Mhm.
Well, no, the Raven's been desummoned.
Yeah. I mean, once I'm out of the tavern, I resummon the Raven.
I'm gonna pet Boy and be like, Corvus is drunk.
Yeah, Boy goes and tries to act as much like a guide dog as he can.
Here's an idea, Sapphire. Can we put him in the alley behind your house?
You don't even know where I live.
I assume you have
You
a
know
house.
for a fact that putting a man in the alley behind your house is a bad idea.
Oh yeah. Also, it's not the best idea. He would be robbed and or killed.
Looks at guard Drake. Or
We could
ambush
put him in
Drake.
the alley behind our place. That's probably safer.
And he'll probably be arrested.
Oh, what if we put a sign that says "Do not arrest"? I don't know if words look official enough. Most of the time, people don't mess with them.
Some guards would. Just hand the guards a little piece of paper says I do what I want. It's a permit.
Yeah, Lessla, you have really pretty handwriting. I'm sure that guys won't do anything if you put that on there.
You put a lot of faith in guards.
So, they would be likely to take him in just to make sure he wakes up.
Yeah.
That would be the concern.
When a drunk guy
How-
goes to an alley to sleep, it's like he's clearly not coming. He clearly went out of way to be safe. Like they're gonna punish him for that. He's not disturbing anyone.
All right. Okay.
No, that's less of their concern, and more their concern is they don't want to have to clear out a dead body in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. We'll put him behind our inn. And if he's still there in the morning, it's good. If he's not there, either he woke up or the guards picked him up. And we are following his wishes.
Out of character. Shadow, do Jasper and I have a couch or anything?
You do.
He could just stay on the couch at my place.
Corvus, how do you feel about sleeping on couches?
It's not a very good couch. You'll probably feel like sleeping on the ground.
That's a long chair.
It's like a bench, but only slightly comfier. Did you just really question me about a bench?
He said,
Yes, but just a bit comfier. A bit. And she's like holding up her fingers, like barely.
All right. Let's get him there. Oh God, I'm gonna be. And she's going to
Leslie, you
The
wouldn't
sun
happen to
is
know.
setting at this point.
Yeah.
Leslie, you wouldn't happen to know disguise self, would you?
Disguise self only works on yourself.
Which is why I'm asking if you know it.
I don't know it. But why would you? Why?
Jesus, following Corvus.
The dock court isn't exactly the safest place for fancy-looking folk like you. When it's night.
I can watch over myself. And besides, I will have cheese with me.
Jesus.
Sapphire
following
looks at
Corvus.
Cheese, who is drunk, and Sapphire's following too, because like I'm not gonna leave them.
Yeah.
Sapphire, you know that if you take a carriage, you'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I was going. That's what I was about to do. I was about to whistle for a carriage.
Oh, there's a few. They're just waiting around.
Yeah, in that case, I'll. Yeah, in that case, well, just get him inside the carriage. We'll take the carriage to wherever you live, and then we'll. Me and Cheese will ride it back to our inn.
All right, if you're sure. About
They might
say
they,
here-ish.
they might fall asleep in the carriage. That'll make our lives much easier.
Not me out of character debating whether or not the cat's asleep.
Well, yeah, he might have too much health for you for a level 1 sleep to work. Oh, right. You don't have a good con.
No, he has a good con. He has good bad rolls. He's rolled a 2 twice.
Oof. Sleep might work, but that'd give us a minute. I guess that would get him in the carriage.
So it would be this area back.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he might have more hit points than me.
Yeah, how many hit points does Lessla have? 16?
19.
That's the same as Corvus.
Okay, so
If I knock one of you out, I knock both of you out. So it's probably not.
well, no, it goes. It's a pool, yeah.
The cab driver does indeed have less hit points than both of them.
Fair point.
Fair.
Like I said, I was out of character debating whether or not that was a good idea, which it's not.
No, sleep is never a good idea.
Corvus also has less hit points than you.
all right. Let's get this man in. Corvus. Yep.
Does Corvus fight you being pushed into the carriage?
I imagine
what?
the boy is trying to urge you.
Yeah, boy is. Boy's trying to get him in too. Boy's trying to get you to safety.
Good boy. Once they're all in the cart, Sapphire will pet the boy and be like, "Good boy." And I will continue petting him until he says that's enough.
Do you give the address to the cab driver,
Yep.
right? Okay, good. The Raven's now in your voice saying the address in the carriage.
Well, no. I would have made sure the Raven was like, you were all in, and then I told the guy, and then I got in.
Oh.
Why would you say it so that no one else can hear it?
Because I don't want Lessla knowing my exact address.
I'm in the carriage.
You're gonna go to it.
I know, but I don't need them knowing, like, such and such number. They could just know the area. I'm fine with that, but, like, I don't need the Raven screaming
Repeating
into
it
the
over and over.
Yeah.
At the very least, it'll do it in Sylvan.
I don't care.
She's
I'd
just
rather
doing the drunk car sit with her, like, her hands on the back of her neck. She's looking down, like, head between her knees.
That is a very awkward position for you.
Yeah, she's a funny digigrade, but she makes it work.
Oh no, you're all able to get Corvus to Sapphire's home. Jasper doesn't ask questions.
I'm grateful for that. But does he actually help me get Corvus onto the couch?
Also no.
Sapphire just gives him a look like, seriously? I am not that strong.
He's not gonna ask questions, but at the same time, this is your problem, not his.
That's fair. So he just looks at me, looks at Corvus, looks at me again, and goes to his room. That's essentially what happens, you know? No.
No.
Night night.
Once
Corvus, come on.
once we have him on the couch, then cast sleep.
Oh,
Corvus. Boy, a little help here. I'm like gently pulling, like gently nudging Corvus towards the home.
Does Boy have less HP than Corvus? He does.
night, Corvus.
It's at this point when, as we're leaving, I look to Cheese and says, "Did you happen to have lesser restoration prepared?"
You can like see her processing the question.
Yes, yes, I do.
Hmm.
Do you really want Drunk Cheese trying to cast a spell?
No, but at the same time, it's Lessla just.
Second level spell.
Lessla just says this. If you weren't as drunk as you were, it might have been a good idea to start with that.
I had fun, but I'm worried about Corvus.
Well, if he's not fine, Sapphire will be the one dealing with it.
I like Corvus. Corvus is a good one.
Lessla nods. I will take your word for it.
I like him.
I don't like many people, Cheese.
Why?
Because there's always something they want in return. So it's best to stay ambivalent.
I don't know if Corvus wants anything back. Other than, I don't know, I think he wants to go home. I don't know, I feel the same way a little bit.
Well, I'm sure that one of these days our adventure will come to an end and we will return to whence we came. Some of us may do it sooner than others.
I don't like that.
And why is that?
Well, I wanna go back, but I wanna go back with you and with Corvus and the Sapphire and Venali too, I suppose. Maybe Lara, not Zarfed. I don't want her going to the grotto. I think the pixies would like you. They're really good at braiding hair.
So, I have been told. But I don't think they would like me. Not many people like me. In fact, I'm sure no one likes me.
I like you.
I'm sure you do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Lessla, when you ask that, Lessla kind of looks at you, and for once, she just has a look of, I don't know what to say.
If I didn't like you, I wouldn't have come. I wouldn't have left my home. And sometimes you make me angry or confused. But I like you.
Lessla takes a deep breath and says this. I will take it as the truth then.
I don't like lying. When I do it usually because I'm scared. I don't know, this stuff makes me not... It makes me feel scared and not scared at the same time. It's like my mouth is moving before my head is thinking.
Well, alcohol does inhibit your inhibitions. So you are more likely to do the things that you would second guess yourself.
Well then,
I guess so. I think I want to go to bed.
We will be at the inn soon enough.
I think my tummy's a bit of a tummy.
That was the most Pooh Bear thing you could have said. All right.
I think that
Meanwhile,
might be a
Sapphire
good
is
place
just
to.
trying to fight Corvus to get on the goddamn couch. You what? No, I'm making sure you at least get on the couch, and then I'll ask Boy to get on top of you. Can Boy help me with getting Corvus at least on the couch? Oh,
The couch
jeez.
isn't the couch. There is a couch in the corner.
He's going in a different corner.
He lies down next to the couch in the corner.
So is he just resting up against the couch?
Yeah.
Yep. He's Aragorning it.
I will say, the only time you saw him like that was when he was walking out.
Yeah, that's fair. So I will look to Boy and in Draconic, because he's a Drake, ask him to make sure he doesn't, like, get up and leave.
Boy lies down on Corvus' lap.
Patting him on the head, good boy. And then I will leave to go get a blanket and pillow for him.
You know, that's a good question.
And if he doesn't accept the pillow and blanket, I'm just unceremoniously tossing the pillow on him, and then throwing the blanket over him so it mostly covers him. If Corvus refuses.
Can Corvus even move Boy if he's on him?
Probably not. Not right now. He can't. But anyway, I think that's a good place to call him for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Will you allow text RP between sessions?
Sure, I'll allow it this time.
Okay.
I have a feeling there's going to be a conversation between Drunk Cheese and Lessla once they're actually at the end.
I feel like so as well.
All right. With that, we will call it here for today. As always, have a good morning, good evening, and good afternoon wherever you are, and remember to stay frosty. For those of you watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and ring that notification bell to get more content like this in the future. If you wish to support the channel or our artists, please view the links down in the description below.
With your thumbs and tears for touch, you draw me from dust and turn me into such. All you granted me was lust, and what I seem to grow